afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the SWU Sports Network on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Your SWU men's soccer team taking on Belmont Abbey today at Childs Field in Central South Carolina. Looking over the starting lineups for the Crusaders,
a junior, number 8, Farron Nunez.
we have in between the pipes Will Whitman, a junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, followed by his back line consisting of number 2, Patrick Cormier, a defending freshman from Huntsville, North Carolina, as well as Kevin Daly from Gainesville, Florida.
Number 16, Dylan Bennett. A sophomore, number 23, Gabriel Melendez.
In the midfield, Nate Cox, Davis McBee, a fifth-year senior coming from Gastonia, North Carolina. And we'll be right back after a moment. Welcome you back into the SWU Sports Network after some brief difficulties, but coming back in, SWU starting lineup consisting of Marco Iniguez in between the pipes, followed by his back line of Caden DeFranzo, Solomon Pitts, Ryan Rodriguez, and Farron Nunez. Coming up into his midfield, he's going to have Josiah Pitts, Noah Koch, as well as Gabriel Melendez, and his starting three up at the top are going to be Brody Schroeder, Dylan Bennett, and Diego Hernandez. Currently, SWU across all competition is 4-10-1 with a conference record of 1-8, while on the flip side, Belmont Abbey coming in with a record of 8-4-2, 6-2-1 in conference play. We're about to get this game underway, and we thank you for being here with us on this bright and sunny afternoon. Currently, SWU on a win streak of 1 after their previous win over Mars Hill University this past Wednesday of 3-1, as well as Belmont Abbey coming in with a tie of 1 with their last game being a tie between Converse, also on Wednesday, 1-1. Previously before that, they were on a win streak of 3, losing 1, 2 to Barton, and then coming off of another 3 win streak, 4-0, 2-1, and 4-2. About to get this game underway. Noah Koch will be kicking off for the Warriors. He's going to look back, find Nunez. He's going to kick it up. That'll go over to Belmont Abbey, picked up by Hernandez in the midfield. Hernandez looking back for it. He is going to find Pitts. Out of bounds on SWU. That'll be a throw-in for Belmont Abbey. Just over the head of Belmont Abbey, but they will still get the possession on the far side. Gabriel Melendez trying to go in a one-on-one duel and not going to win that. Intercepted by Pitts, and that'll go back up to Nunez. Warriors going to try to get something started on the counterattack. Nunez staying a little bit back in the midfield. He's going to pass it back to his keeper, Iniguez. Iniguez looking at the field. He's going to find Brody and not going to get there, but Melendez intercepts it in the far back. Piss now looking over. He's going to find Melendez again in the midfield. And it'll go right back to Iniguez. Nunez is going to hunt it up. He's going to try and find Bennett, but not able to get there. That'll go over into Rodriguez of Belmont Abbey. And that'll be hit back up into Abbey possession. Looking out to find McBee. Onto the side, he's going to find Cormier. Looking up, finds Cox. And trying to run it down, again, McBee. That's going to be still in play with Pitts on the far end. Pitts is going to get it back, intercepted by Cox. Looks in, finds Koch. And he's going to look up, try to find Schroeder, and Dillon's going to try to also get there, but not able to get it. Looks back in for Ramsey. Ramsey hits it up a little too far over the head of Cox, and that's going to go back to Pitts. Cox tries to run it in, but not able to get it. A little bit of a trip there by Pitts, but fair play in the ball. Iniguez to get it. Looks up the field for Bennett. A little bit off the back of his head. And back over into Belmont Abbey possession. It's going to come back as a free kick for the Warriors. Pitt's going to be taking that. Pitts is going to look in. He's going to try to find Ben up at the top. He'll get a head on it, not able to get there. And that'll be out on SWU, a goal kick for Whitman. And he's going to look up on the top. And not able to get it. Nunez is going to take it back, running down through the midfield, being chased by Aguilar. Not able to get there. Melendez is going to try to get it, but unfortunately gives back possession to the Abbey. Quick look in. They're going to go over to the side. They're going to find Cox. Cox over to McBee, not able to get it though, blocked by Pitts. Back over to McBee. He's going to look in for the center, and that's going to be a goal less than 5 minutes into the game. It's going to be putting Belmont Abbey ahead less than 5 minutes into the game. And we'll be back on the kickoff. That goal scored by the senior forward from Stockholm, Sweden, Alex Lusberg, and that'll be his first one of the day. Lusberg trying to get it up again, but that's going to be blocked by Pitts and Nunez. The Franzo with it on the near side. He'll find Rodriguez back over. Tries to go through the legs of McBee, not able to complete, trying to get it to Koch. It's going to be out on SWU, thrown back in by Cox to McBee. Not able to find it. Intercepted by Pitts of the Warriors and back to Iniguez. Iniguez is going to pull it out. He's going to find Dylan Bennett a little bit off the head of the back, and that's going to go back into Eric Carter. Looks up the field to McBee. And Ryan Rodriguez quick to shut that down and start on a counterattack. Quick challenge coming in by Eric Carter. Ref's going to call foul and back over into Belmont Abbey possession. Both teams kind of playing the same game of trying to manifest off the counterattack, but just not able to get what they need started. Both defenses for both sides coming in very heavily today. Ball's going to come off of Brett Ramsey. He's going to be looking up into the corner trying to find his player. Not able to find him, though. Center scrimmage between Koch and Carter is ultimately going to come out in Belmont Abbey possession. Looking up on the side with Lewisburg again. Bennett's going to try to capitalize off of this and keeps it in. Finds Melendez. Melendez rushing up in between Ramsey. In between, he's going to look over and find Hernandez. Hernandez is going to go for it, and that's going to be a little bit far to the left top post. And that's going to be a goal kick for the Abbey. Good effort and good play, but unfortunately being held up by a very powerful Belmont Abbey back line. Goal kick coming in for Whitman. Definitely in the first part of the game, SWU definitely holding a little bit of a higher to mid line, not trying to go back too far. Goal kick's going to go off, if I'm not mistaken, by Hernandez. That's going to be a throw-in back for the Abbey on Felipe Baptista. Back line, little pass coordination between Rodriguez and Ramsey. Ramsey with it looking up. He's going to try to find his forward up in the top. Looking for number 2, Patrick Cormier, but instead he's going to find number 10, Davis McBee. And Koch is going to get it back for SWU. Try to look up for Bennett. Not able to find him. Back over to Whitman. Whitman looking in. Thinks about a pass to Ramsey. Does not complete that. He's going to look over and find Kevin Daly. It's going to go out of bounds. Back over to the Abbey possession. Pitt's having a little scruffle. He's going to get that out. Bennett's going to come back with it. 2 defenders on. He's going to try to look over for Diego Hernandez. A little bit too hard on the kick, and that's going to go back into Abbey possession. Little score update for the SWU fans out there. SWU volleyball taking it in to a 5th set, 25-20 over Emory and Henry. Good on them. Hard-fought battle for the first and second set, winning the second set, and they'll be going back in. Free kick now back in SWU men's soccer action. Around the ball is going to be Diego Hernandez, Noah Koch, and Gabriel Melendez. Looking to see what their attack plan is and how they're going to approach this. Rep gives the okay for the whistle. So all 3 go back. Looks like Gabriel Melendez is going to decide to take this. No, Diego Hernandez coming out with a play, and he's going to try to go for goal, and stopped by Whitman. And Whitman's going to be looking out now, trying to find who he wants this ball to go to. Going to set it down, get ready for his kick. He's going to look into his midfield, but found by Brody Schroeder. He's going to go in, and it's going to be stopped off the foot of Whitman. A great chance for SWU to go ahead and take the lead, or excuse me, tie it. And not able to convert on that, but looking up in the midfield, he's going to find Davis McBee. He's going to try to cross it in, and almost intercepted by Nate Cox for a goal right past Marco Iniguez. And Caden DeFranzo tries to keep it in, but that'll go back into Belmont Abbey possession. That'll be a throw-in. Patrick Cormier is going to go ahead and come up a little bit, tell his offense to get up, and they're going to try to capitalize on this opportunity. Getting back in his stance for a little bit farther of throw in. He's going to throw it, look into the box. And a little bit over, almost a chance to go in, but Noah Cox there to stop it, and that's going to go out on almost on Nate Cox, intercepted. Farron Nunez back over to Ryan Rodriguez. He's going to look up on the far side. Diego Hernandez there making his run. Diego Hernandez still with it. He's going to look in for Dylan Bennett. Almost off, and Dylan Bennett comes in with it. Almost with the nutmeg on the goalkeeper to get it in, but Whitman's going to stop it and shut down the attack. Dylan Bennett almost coming in with a fantastic goal through the legs, but Whitman right there to stop it. Another interception coming back in from Noah Koch. He's going to look through. Pass one, pass two. Looks into Dylan Bennett. It looks like he had a little bit of a cleat slip into the grass. Fortunately, not able to stop that. And that'll go out. Still in SWU position. Side of your screen. Josiah Pitts going to be throwing it in. He's going to look in, try to find Brody Schroeder off of the head. Off the head of Eric Carter. He's going to look back up. Solomon Pitts with it. He's going to try to turn around. Able to do so. Past McBee. And Noah Koch is going to try to keep him with it. Runs into Carter. A quick little turnover to McBee. McBee is going to be looking up. He's going to find Nate Cox. Pops the cross in a little bit too far over the head of Alex Lewisberg. And that'll be a goal kick for Marco Iniguez. Marco Iniguez about to take the kick. He's going to go and look into the midfield for Bennett and Schroeder. Not able to find them. Little hit off of Walter Gomez. And he's going to find Cox back to Ramsey. Looks back again. Finds Rodriguez back to Whitman. Whitman's going to distribute it again back to Rodriguez. Schroeder's going to try to push up on it, as well as some pressure from Diego Hernandez. Almost able to get it out, but stays in possession of the Abbey. Ramsey with it. Looks up on Baptista. High kick coming in for Patrick Cormier. And he's going to try to find something here to do with it. Tries to get past DeFranzo, and he stops it. Solomon Pitts trying to go back in for a re-engage. Looking for Eric Carter. Or, excuse me, Al Lusenberg. And fortunately not able to convert off of that. But will come in for a corner. McBee's going to look in here on the corner kick. Belmont Abbey taking a little bit farther back of an approach, trying to go into the box. Looks in for the cross. And Marco Iniguez comes out making a little bit of contact with, if I'm not mistaken, Brett Ramsey. He's going to try to get back, but Abbey's still in possession. Rodriguez is going to look for it. Stolen almost by Brody Schroeder, just a little bit far out of reach of his right foot. Whitman's going to be looking out for a redistribution. And he's going to look up to the top. Anticipated pass for Eric Carter. Not able to find him, but does come back into possession of McBee. McBee again trying to re-put it back in, and DeFranzo there kicking up his leg to stop it from going into the goal. And ref's going to call it. That'll be a free kick. And Rodriguez is going to kick it back to Pitts. Pitts going to put it back to Iniguez, back out. Try to find something going up here. Looking at DeFranzo a little bit. And it looks like it'll go back to Iniguez into Nunez. SWU trying to find something to do, and Iniguez is going to pop it up looking for Brody Schroeder. He's going to get it, but unfortunately thinking that Bennett's a little bit not as deep. Or not as forward, but not able to find him. Lewisburg is going to try to find it, not going to be able to get it. Still in Abbey possession, and Pitts is going to kick it out, trying to find Bennett. He's going to find him. Hernandez coming up off of Melendez. Ryan Rodriguez in possession. Rodriguez pushing it up towards the midfield, trying to find Schroeder. Unfortunately, not someone in the back, but Schroeder comes through. Koch finding it, up to Melendez. Finding the run of Schroeder. Schroeder's going to come in here, try to beat out both defenders, and almost stopped. And a second repossessive hit and not able to get it in, just a little bit over the center of the net, but very close on top. Off of the shot from Schroeder, 6 shots for SWU, 2 coming in for Abbey. 50% chance of goal on shots for Abbey with 1 to 2. 1 goal from 2 shots. And Pitts is going to head it up trying to find Rodriguez. Not able to get there. DeFranco is going to keep it off of Cox, but unfortunately he's going to be finding mid-B in the midfield. Back to Cormier. Cormier. He's going to try to find it across, far out. And that's going to go out of bounds for a SWU throw-in by Pitts. He's going to look up, try to find Schroeder. Finds Schroeder. A little bit of an interaction in the midfield. Koch comes out with it, tries to look up for Bennett with his run. Not able to get there in time before Whitman comes out. Back with Cox now. DeFranco tries to stop him, gets past one, but Melendez stops him in his tracks. Not able to get it past McBee. Looking in on the far side. Jorge Aguilar is going to come in for a shot. And it's going to go just outside and out of bounds. Iniguez for the goal kick. And a quick sub in. Nate Cox is going off, and coming on for him is going to be if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be number 28, Pagini. Or excuse me, Pagi. Tries to make an immediate impact. Rep playing advantage. And no, Koch is going to come in and stop him before taking a little bit of a fall. And taking on a throw-in is going to be number 21, Kevin DeLee. And he's going to throw it a little bit too far out of bounds. DeFranco to put it back in for SWU. He's going to look in and try to find Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to try to go past Baptista. Gets it up a little bit for Diego Hernandez. An immediate contestation from DeLee. And he's going to try to find up and look for Bennett. It's going to come off of Ramsey. And he's going to look back up for G. Stop by Pitts. Noah Koch going to come back in, try to keep it in bounds. A little bit past Ryan Rodriguez. Cormier is going to try to look back in, back over into Abbey possession. Hernandez is going to try to come up for it. And no foul called on the play. Clear ball possession. It's going to be moved on. Nunez is going to come up with it. He's past one. Still up in the midfield. Past two. He's going to look in for a corner on Hernandez. And unfortunately, Ramsey's going to get there. And it's going to be forced out of bounds. Looks like we have a slight injury on the field, but Whitman ready to take the goal kick. And they're calling in the trainers, so with the trainers, we're also going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the SWU Sports Network. And we're back in play. Quick substitution coming in for the Abbey. Coming off, number 21, Kevin Daly. Coming back on for him is going to be number 25, Ian Pitstick. Back in play, and Iguez is going to come in and find it. Iguez is going to look up. Rodriguez coming in for it. He's going to find it. Not able to get past. And a foul's going to be called on Rodriguez, back over into Abbey possession. Over by Hernandez, try to get a quick stop by Felipe Baptista. And a little turnaround. Abbey's trying to come in, and they're going to be stopped by Josiah Pitts. Tries to get around him, successfully does. Kicks it back up, and that'll come right back to the Crusaders. Tries to get it off of Melendez. Schroeder goes in for it, takes a little bit of a fall. Rodriguez is going to find it. He's going to look over to Pitstick. And they're going to look in and find Davis McBee. Gomez is going to look for it. He's going to pop it back over to Ramsey. Go on the far side, Rodriguez again. He's going to look up. And off of Pitts. Hernandez in possession with it. He's going to look back for Melendez. Toss it back to Pitts. And Dylan Bennett trying to get the ball. Not able to get there. And Whitman now. Contention coming in from Ja. Ja still with it. He's going to look in for the cross. And saved by Iniguez. The second save by Pitts. 2 shots attempted, and the Warriors are going to come out with a clean sheet on that one. Hernandez in the midfield. He's going to look over to Melendez. Try to find a far ball to Rodriguez on the far line. Heads off to DeFranzo. Past Ja. Rodriguez coming up, finding Bennett. Bennett's going to try to go around. Takes a little bit of a fall. Gets back up in recovery. Ref says play on. And Pitts coming back in. A little bit of a hit by Melendez, but still in. Pitts trying to find something. He's going to look up for Rodriguez. Rodriguez coming up past one almost. Intercepted by Ramsey, and he's going to look back over into Carter. Gomez looking up. And Just like that, a shot for Davis McBee, and he's going to make the game 2-1, 21 minutes remaining. Or, excuse me, 2-0, 2-0. And just like that, a quick capitalization on a counterattack for the Crusaders, putting them up 2-0. Looking like some possible subs for the Crusaders. Not exactly sure which ones those are, but we will get those soon. Still not sure of the subs, but once we get those in, we will let you know at home. Play resuming with the Crusaders taking possession, looking in for the midfield. Baptista is going to look back for Ramsey. Look up on the far side to Cromier. And back over to him from a pass from Ja. And a quick stop. Ja trying to go in between. SWU defense. He's going to get past Nunez, and Pitts is going to stop it. Still in possession. He's going to take a second shot, and right between the legs of Iniguez. A 3-0 score line now. Less than 30 seconds between both goals. Impressive for the Abbey. Definitely showing that they are one of the more top teams in this conference and showing us why. Sorry about the brief break, having a little bit of confusion in different places. Back over into Abbey possession. Ja's going to have it. A hit off of the ref, a little bit of not even foul play, just a little bit of problematic in there. And Iguez is going to pick it up. And he's going to look back over into Bennett. Bennett trying to make a run for it off the head of Rodriguez. Back up. Baptiste is going to look over into Ramsey. Tries to find him. He's going to look over into Gomez. And Iguez coming out in the goal, not able to stop it. And Lewisburg is going to try to come out and get it, and that's going to go out on Pitts. And no corner, a throw-in, though. Patrick Cormier is going to be taking the throw-in. And that throw-in is going to come back into NGU, or excuse me, Belmont Abbey. And shot's going to go into the parking lot. Doesn't look like any cars hit, just off the fence. It's going to go out, and that'll be a goal kick for Marco Iniguez. He's going to look in, find Nunez into Melendez. And a quick steal back for the Crusaders. Pushing up on the side. Lewisburg is going to go down, and ref's going to stop the clock on that. And looking over on the SWU side, Noah Koch is going to be the receiver of that card of the yellow. And that'll be a Abbey free kick. Felipe Baptista going to be taking the free kick alongside potentially Patrick Hisman. Or, excuse me, Patrick Hism. And he'll step off, leaving it. And waiting to set up a little wall. Looks like it's going to be Pitts, Koch, and Melendez for the free kick. And the free kick goes in. Looks on the side and off the head of Lewisburg for a goal kick for Iniguez. Looking back over through the stats of Conference Carolinas, Belmont Abbey currently sitting second in the Northwest, just below Converse. Converse having 13, Belmont Abbey having 10, with currently 3-1-1 and conference play of 6-2-3, and going down to the Southwest Conference, Southern Wesleyan with 3-1-8. Below, Young Harris, North Greenville, and Emmanuel. And looking up on the side, Melendez is going to be challenging. And another clock stop coming in. Potential injury down on the field, looking like it's going to be Dylan Bennett. Or excuse me, correction, Fair Nunez. And SWU's going to come into a quick huddle. And Nunez slowly getting back up to his feet. So having a quick little timeout session. Looks like we may have two subs coming up for the side of SWU. Number 5, Angel Padilla. And on the side of the Crusaders, it looks like it's going to be number 20, Jonathan Perea. Or excuse me, Jonathan Perra. And Crusaders back in possession. Not going to be able to get that off for Paja, and that's going to go out. Angel Padilla is going to be coming in for SWU, and coming off for him is going to be Caden DeFranzo. And on the Crusaders side of thing, number 16, Felipe Baptista is going to be coming off, and coming in for him is going to be number 20, if I'm not mistaken, Samuel Arthurton. Koch is going to take a possession. Nunez going to be pushing up on Ramsey, and no one's there to back him up. Nunez showing a little bit of frustration as Schroeder. Ref's going to play advantage here. Bennett's going to try to go through. He makes it through on the gap, and he's going to shoot, and it's off the right corner of the post. What a shot. Unfortunately, not going in. Hernandez is going to pick it back up, and he's going to take another shot, and just off the far side. SWU coming in with two fantastic shots, leveling the field at 9-9. And unfortunately, not going in for Bennett today, as he has been slowly knocking on the door and waiting for that opening. Almost getting it there with a beautiful shot. Now with Whitman for a goal kick. And goal kick's going to go up onto the far side between Lewisburg and Pitts. Not going to go out of bounds. Trying to come in through that is Diego Hernandez. Koch's going to look up on it, getting it out, but unfortunately giving it back to the Crusaders quickly. And Rodriguez. And a confusion there by the players in the ref. Clock is going to be stopped. And a free kick going to be coming out on the side. And unfortunately, again, on the SWU side, Marco Iniguez getting a yellow card for unsportsmanlike conduct of throwing the ball down. Obviously very angry and frustration. But a free kick coming now. SWU has their wall, not mistaken, of Nunez, Padilla, Koch, and Hernandez. And tries to get it through, and that goal will be scored. Currently, scoreline now 4-0. That goal scored by number 5, Nate Cox, a senior forward out of High Point, North Carolina, Wesleyan Christian Academy. And back with that startup, SWU's going to try to start something up here. Only in the first half with 14-17 left. And offside's going to be called on SWU. Diego Hernandez just a little bit high on the line of the back of Crusaders. And an interesting call coming in. It'll be out of bounds. Back into SWU possession. Hernandez is going to look. He's going to try to find a far pass over to Padilla. Not able to find him. Padilla chasing him down, wanting his ball back, and Hernandez is going to get it back. SWU's going to try to find something, and Hernandez is going to go for goal. A little bit off far to the left. Goal kick coming in for Whitman. Whitman's going to go ahead and kick it now. He's going to look up on the far side. And a kick coming in from Pistic, and that's going to be going out of bounds. Back over into SWU possession. Pitts will be throwing it in. He's going to try to look high up for Brody Schroeder. Not able to find him. Stays in possession, goes down the penalty area, nothing called. And Crusaders back in possession. They're going to look up a little high, trying to find Gomez. Barely able to find him before it goes back into Rodriguez. Rodriguez going to look up on a high line for Melendez. Ramsey and Melendez battling for it, and Ramsey's going to find it, but just to kick it out of bounds, back over into SWU possession. Throw-in's going to be coming out from Rodriguez. And Pitts is going to be looking in for a high throw, throws it into the box as a corner, and Bennett tries to find it, not able to get there. Hernandez is going to push off the defender a little bit, get it, and Nunez is going to kick it in, saved by Whitman. 11-10 now, shot percentage. And just like that, it'll go back into a Belmont Abbey kick. Going into Pitts, tries to find it. Rodriguez intercepts the ball out of the air. Looks into Nunez. 2 on Nunez. Ball comes out from Lewisburg. And Crusaders go back into possession. They're going to look into the back and find Ramsey. Trying to shift it up to the line. Finds, if I'm not mistaken, Dorian Samo. And a little bit of wrestling on the far side between Bennett and Hism. But Gomez kicks it up past Rodriguez. He's going to look onto the line, not able to be beat out. Koch is going to find the ball, anticipated for Duncan. Nunez battling in the midfield. He's going to run past. Trying to find in someone. He's going to be looking for a high line from Melendez, but Ramsey is right there to stop the play. Nunez in a little bit of frustration, trying to figure out where his offense is. And through Padilla and Pitts, we'll go back up into Abbey possession. Bennett's going to try to press on the high, and they'll kick it back to Whitman. And almost getting there, Bennett, but just over the head of Pittstick, and that'll go out of bounds for a throw-in from Josiah Pitts of SWU. Pitts looking up a little high. He's going to find Schroeder. A little bit of hold and push from the Abbey back line. Not a call. Pitts is going to load back over again. Trying to find Ben a little bit high off of the head of Ramsey. Hernandez picking it up. And past Ja. Looks up again. Ja takes it to Lewisburg. Lewisburg with a quick stop on the play. Over to Ja. And stopped by Koch. He's going to look back up for Nunez. And Koch a little bit of frustration, possibly an injury, hobbling a little bit. And the ref's going to call the time. Waiting for a signal of stopping the clock. And athletic trainers may be called out here. Hobbling slightly, but Noah Koch does come back up. May just need to take a little breather and walk it out. And the ball is back in play. Melendez gets it off. Goes back to Iniguez. And he's going to look up in the field. Anticipated for Schroeder, but gets stopped in the midfield of Abbey. And Gomez is going to look up in for it, and Gomez is going to get it. If I'm not mistaken, his second goal of the game, 5-0, with 9:03 left in the first. And with that quick pause, Belmont Abbey is going to bring in 2 new players, 23 and 14. 23, Samuel Cardona is going to be coming on, and Ramsey is going to be coming off, as well as Gomez coming on. Ball comes back in play. Pitts is going to find it. Gives it back to Iniguez. He's going to look up on the side for Koch. Quick pass from Melendez to Pitts again. And Hernandez is going to try to look up high for Schroeder. He's going to find it. Bennett's trying to come into the play. Padilla is going to try to come in as well. Out. And Schroeder's coming in for a quick change. And foul's going to be called. Advantage played to the Abbey. Goal kick coming now in from Whitman. And that's going to come out. It's going to look up, trying to find Duncan. And Duncan with a, or excuse me. And just like that, off of another scrum from Ja. Looking back at it, could have been a potential foul, but ref not calling. The call stands, and now coming in for the Crusaders is going to be number 9, Nathan Daimling. And also coming on will be number 27, Jesse Coleman. Coming off for him will be Patrick Cormier. And clock start again. Melendez going to look for the challenge, and that'll be back into Belmont Abbey possession. Cardona's going to look for it. Bennett may be able to get to it, and not in time, a few seconds off of Whitman. Hernandez is going to intercept it in the midfield. Schroeder's going to try to keep it up. And handball called on Diego Hernandez back into Belmont Abbey possession. Kick comes out, looking up top, and that'll be found by Noah Koch. Hernandez is going to look for it. Slips over a little bit back into Abbey possession. Alex Lusper is going to try to look in for it. Finds Duncan not able to keep it in control. Far side, Coleman. Coleman tries to put it in into the center. Pitt's going to stop that. Looks over to Lusper again. Another stop by Pitts. He's going to go ahead and try to clear this. Looking up top for Schroeder. And Cardona's going to try to get to it, but Bennett's also battling for it hard. And foul called off of Cardona for holding and tugging at the jersey. No card going to come out, just a warning issued. Hernandez will be looking, or excuse me, Nunez will be looking in for the kick. Tells the three-man wall of NGU, or excuse me, Crusaders. They're going to have to back up a little bit. And Nunez goes in for goal just over the right top corner. And that'll be a goal kick for Whitman. And that's going to be an out on Belmont Abbey. 4:30 left in this first half. 12 shots to 12 shots. Tied up for both teams. Unfortunately, Belmont Abbey getting a little bit better of that with 50% shooting again. 6 of 12. Unfortunately for SWU, still 0-12. And Pigstick is going to throw that in, finding Cardona. And it's going to go out on Abbey, picked up by Josiah Pitts. Pitts is going to be looking up, and he's going to find Schroeder. Tries to find Bennett there as well, not able to find it. And foul called from Bennett onto Belmont Abbey. And that'll be a free kick coming now back in. Rep playing advantage, keeping it over to SWU. Padilla coming in for the throw in, but he's going to drop it for Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to find a high line. He's going to try to look in and hit it over towards Bennett. It's going to come off Bennett, and that's going to be out of bounds. And Belmont Abbey's going to have a throw in. They're going to look in, try to find Duncan, but that's going to come off of Rodriguez and Nunez. Cardano's going to look in for, but intercepted by Melendez, looking up in the field for Pitts. And Hernandez is looking for the run from Padilla. Padilla crosses in, not able to find him. Throwing off of the side coming in for SWU. Excuse me, it will be a corner kick. Little misplacement of the ball. Melendez taking the corner. Melendez is going to put that in. And right off the head of Cardona, Belmont Abbey coming in on the counterattack. Looking up top for Samo, not able to find it. Noah Koch chasing it down after trying to find, Dimeling. And Koch going to try to stop it again with Padilla. Nunez is going to be the ultimate stop. And he's going to try to push it back up. And taken back around by Arthurton. Quick pass coming in. Rodriguez trying to call it off sides. Breaking down the attack of Belmont Abbey. Bennett and Shorter both trying to come up from the header. Ultimately won by Belmont Abbey. And Josiah Pitts is going to find it. He looks up for Hernandez. Back to Melendez. Quick 1-2. Hernandez back with it. He's going to look in and find Brody Schroeder. Trying to make his way towards the middle. Losing possession. Regaining. Keeping it in. Beats one. He's going to look in for support. And he'll look back in just for Josiah Pitts. Tries to keep it in. Not able to. And the Belmont Abbey player goes out and has a little bit of a fall onto the side. Ref says it's still in. Rodriguez continues on. Looks up on the side for Padilla. Padilla tries to put it in the box for Bennett. Header coming off of Bennett in between two defenders. Melendez taps it down. Padilla again. And tries to get it through. Easy stop for Whitman as he'll go down. And just like that, we will finish off the half. And we'll be back after a brief break from SWU Sports Network, Conference Carolina's digital network. welcome you back into SWU Sports Network, Conference Carolinas Digital Network, as we get the second half of play underway. Starting ball is going to go out and be a throw-in for the Crusaders, taken out by Coleman. Shot on goal by Nathan Bear. Or excuse me, Beret. And Pitts is going to be taking it out. Pitts still in possession. He's going to look over in the mid for Koch. Koch on the far looking into Bennett. Bennett trying to get it over to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to try to stay with it. Stolen by Beret. Ball comes back out. It's going to be deflected off. Schroeder's going to look in for it, try to find Nunez, not able to complete. Mid B looking back into Beret. He's going to look up on the far run of Ja. And Koch temporarily stops it and takes the ball away. Nunez stops it for Koch. Tries to look back in, but he playing a little bit too far down for that. Aguilar's going to look in. He's going to go on the far side and find Beret. And back in on Ja, not able to complete. Hernandez is going to come back in to push with it. Hernandez one-on-one with Beret, and he's going to win it back. Beret and Ja on Hernandez. Pitts is going to step up, take it, now back in possession of Nunez. Nunez looks up from the high run from Bennett. Not able to get up too high. Melendez picks it up and gives it back to Padilla. Pitts is going to be pushing it up. Continues his individual run past two defenders. Slight fall. And ref will keep it in SWU possession, call it back. Melendez is going to take it. He's going to find Nunez. Nunez tries to go into the far corner to Rodriguez. Sent down and intercepted by Melendez. Ja's going to look in for it. Far run of Beret. And Hernandez gets it. He's going to look back for Pitts. Bad to Koch on the back line. Pitts is going to go back up with it, looking for the run of Rodriguez. And keeps it up, stays in possession with it. Looks for Melendez, tries to get it through to Bennett. Bennett gets it. Looks in for the shot, saved by Whitman. Back on to Pitts. He's going to look in for Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to find an opening for space. Goes up on the top, shot blocked. Bennett tries to get it back. He does successfully. And stolen back by Belmont Abbey. Tries to clear no farther than Koch in the mid. And he'll look up for Pitts. Pitts looks up, finds Hernandez. Leaves it for Nunez. Nunez is going to go up. He's going to look for the cross. A little bit too far out for Bennett, and that'll go out for a goal kick. Quick change at the half for Belmont Abbey. Now coming in as goalkeeper is number 30, Trent Minahe, out of Dublin, Ohio, junior goalkeeper. throw will come back in from Armis. He'll look back, give it into Hisman. Or Hism. Heads off of Padilla. Nunez going to be pressing for it. Not able to get through. Bree is going to continue with it. Pitt's going to try to challenge him off. Successfully gets it through Diego. He's going to look in, tries to keep it in. He does. Unfortunately, goes to McBee. McBee's going to try to continue to push it in. Pressure up still by Pitts, and he'll come out with it. Far up, trying to go for Schroeder or Bennett, and none of them are able to get it. Coming off of Hism. Looking up for it in the midfield. Belmont Abbey continues in possession from Baptista. Looks on his back line. Finds Armis. Armis looks up for a ball. Gets it to Ja, but unfortunately out of bounds on SWU. Cormier to take the throw in. He'll look into the box, finds Ja. And Pitts is going to head it out from Melendez. Tries to find Schroeder. Schroeder not there in time. Belmont Abbey in possession on the far line. They'll look into the middle for Baptista. Birdie trying to push up high on and not able to get there in time. Armis gets it. Armis looks back into Hism. Defender asks for a far switch onto the far sideline. And Hernandez not able to get there. A rundown of Ja and Pitts. Ultimately, Pitts will win it with a SWU goal kick from Iniguez. Schroeder tries to get it off to Nunez, and then Padilla is going to be looking up a run from the far left. Misplaces it to Nunez, but found by Hernandez. Hernandez is going to go for a shot just a little bit high on the left for a goal kick, resulting into Belmont Abbey. McKnight with the goal kick now. He'll look out to put it right about in the middle of play. Bennett's going to find it for the header. Back over from Brody. Padilla's finding, going to have to backtrack a little bit to get control. Rodriguez going to bring it up to the midfield. There's a far switch over to Koch. Koch looking up for a play to find. He'll have to resort to Pitts. Pitts finds Bennett, a little bit of a misplay. Bennett with a little bit of special moves. Goes in for Nunez. Nunez loses possession. And he'll be found back by Ja. He'll try to battle with Pitts. Pitts will come out ultimate. And McBee will force Pitts to come in and head it out. Belmont Abbey remains in possession. Schroeder trying to find it, going back into Belmont Abbey possession. Pitt stick looks up to the far side. Rodriguez going to intercept in the midfield. He's going to look up to Bennett again. Bennett's going to look in for a cross. Trying to find Schroeder, not able to find it, but Melendez intercepts. Back over to Nunez. Rodriguez. And a 1-2 back over to Nunez with Melendez in the group. Nunez continuing with it. He's going to look up for Bennett again. Bennett's going to try to push in. He's going to look in, and it's going to go out. Out for a corner, and Melendez will be the corner taker. Melendez looking up for it. He'll try to go to the far back, a little bit too far. Rodriguez and Nunez trying to get back to it. An incredible shot from Nunez, just a little bit too close. And goalie barely saving that one after a mishap with the hands. Cowie with the ball. Look up for Ja again. Koch on him. Koch will ultimately take it back. Goes down trying to clear it and saving SWU. Baptista will look in. And stopped by Padilla. Intercepted again by Baptista. Baptista still pushing in. He's going to look in for Ja. And Iniguez coming out with a great save. Giving it back over. Hernandez is going to look for it. He's going to try to get it to Bennett. Bennett having to scramble into the center, not able to get it back into Belmont Abbey possession. Hislam's going to look over to the far side for Belmont Abbey. Trying to find something to do with it. Looking up for the far side still. Berea and Nunez going to go into it. Ref calls continue. Hernandez going to look over. He's going to try to get it to Rodriguez up on the top, but Rodriguez now with enough speed and the defender on. Hislam looking up on the side. Padilla stopping the attack. But Berea still keeping it. Nunez going to keep it in possession. Trying to find someone. He's going to try to look over for Hernandez. Hernandez does not, unfortunately, keep up the run. Far run coming up for Belmont Abbey here. They're going to look into it. And a close save coming over as Iniguez coming in as quick as he can to stop the play. And he'll find it. Ball anticipated for Bennett. It's going to go up the head of Armis. Looks back up on the side. Baptista. Baptista still pushing in. Looks in the side for Ja. And saved by Iniguez off of a shot from Ja. Barely off with the right hand. Subs coming in, 23, 11, and 20 will be coming in for Belmont Abbey. 23 being, again, Samuel Cardona. As well as Davis McBee re-entering the game. Excuse me, Zion Duncan entering the game as number 11. Corner kick will come in just a little bit over the head of the goal. Found by Cowie. Berea trying to keep it, and he'll do so successfully after a challenge from Melendez. Bennett's going to look up on it. Nunez is going to come up on a counterattack from the mid. Has 4 on. He's going to look over to the side. Tries to find Diego. And Ryan Cowie coming in. Ryan Cowie, a fifth-year midfielder out of Davidson, North Carolina, William Amos Ho. And a cross coming in, that'll be kept up by McKnight. (15 and 14 for SWU, and Belmont Abbey coming in for shots. Just a little bit less than 29 minutes in this game. It's going to go off where it's thrown for SWU. Pitts will be taking it. And quick sub in for SWU. Luke Burleson is going to be coming on with Diego Hernandez coming off. And Bennett's going to be battling for it with Barry and Cardona. Belmont Abbey ultimately coming out with possession. Pistic with it. He'll be looking back over into Hism. And he'll kick it back to McKnight. And Pistic again. He's going to look for a redistribution. Look up the field. A 1-2 from Daimling. And they'll try to look into the box. Back to Iniguez. He's going to look in, find Melendez. Do something with it quick. He's going to look up the sideline on Bennett. It's going to be headed from Armis. And Luke Burleson trying to make a quick impact on the game. Bree's going to stay on it. He's going to try to kick it in, and that's going to go right back to Iniguez. Put back out into play to Padilla. Pistic will intercept it, looking up top. And a run coming out. Duncan not able to get it with interception by Josiah Pitts. Melendez is going to look. He's going to find Nunez. Bennett making a run. He's going to try to look for Brody Schroeder this time. Headed off again by Pistic. It's going to go out of bounds. Rodriguez is going to take it in. He'll look up on an interesting play. Headed by NGU. Back to Rodriguez. Noah's going to look over to Pitts again. Pitts will look up to Bennett. Try to find something. And nutmegs Armis into Burleson. And Pitts will look again. He'll look up to Burleson. And a little missed footwork by Burleson. Taken back. Ball trying to get back to Duncan of Belmont Abbey. And Pitts will stop the play. Noah Koch is going to try to bring it back up. Tries to get a quick play. Gets stopped by Cardona. SWU regains possession with Rodriguez on the far side. He's going to try to find something. He'll give it back to Pitts. And Koch is going to look up on a far ball by Padilla. Stopped again by Pitstick. Duncan will make a run for it. He'll try to snap it back. And Nunez will stop the run. Rodriguez is going to look for it. He'll pop it back to Iniguez. And he'll put it back out into Koch. And a far out ball. Melendez trying to push in. That'll be stopped over and over the head of Bennett. Kyle will look into it. He'll find Arthurton. Back to Cowie. Burleson on him as well as Padilla. Burry finding back Armis. Back to Burry. Melendez will look for it. Tries to pop it back. He'll find Nunez. Nunez staying with it. He'll look up to find Burleson. Burleson try to make his own run. Burry and Cardona in his way. And that'll go out for a goal kick by Minai. Quick sub in for Belmont Abbey. Number 6, Kalen Smith will come in, and coming off for him will be number 31, Nathan Burry. Goal kick for Minai coming. He'll look up, and Josiah Pitts and Duncan will go up. And Iguez will pop it back out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez still with it, looking for Koch. He'll find him. Midfield quick attempt from Melendez to Rodriguez. Works, but not in the way that they would like it to. Nunez is going to come up. Tries to get around the first. He'll look up for Schroeder, trying to find Padilla to keep the run going, and not able to find him, but back to Melendez and Pitts. Koch will go up, look for Schroeder. Schroeder trying to turn it around, seeing Rodriguez on a run, not able to get there. Armas and Hill look back into Duncan. Looking up to the midfield for Arthurton. Still incomplete on it. Arthurton will look up to the side. Belmont try to go for the shot attempt, and Iguez is going to stop it. Back up into SWU. Nunez and Cardona trying to go into it. Nunez will get the shot off in time, go to Bennett. Bennett will look on the outside for Padilla. Padilla will try to cross it into the middle, look for Burleson. Slight deflection coming off of Cowie. And that'll go off on Smith. And quick stoppage in play. Subbing for SWU. Diego Hernandez will be coming back on for Luke Burleson. And back over Pitts will be taking the throw in. Pitts will look up top. He'll find Brody. Heads it down for Hernandez. Not able to get it in time. That'll go back out of play. Athletic trainers putting in the work just as hard as the players to get the ball going back into the game. Pitts will look in. He will successfully find Hernandez this time. But stolen back quickly by Cowie. Ball coming up between Duncan and Pitts. Be put on the ground by Arthurton. He'll look up to the top by a run from Duncan. Pitts trying to challenge him on that. No contact by the ball. Pitts will run it back for SWU. Rodriguez coming up with it. Looks in the midfield for Melendez. Melendez has no action for it. Back over into Belmont Abbey possession. Armas will be looking in. Now to find his player. Hernandez is going to look for it. He's going to take a step back. A little back over to Pitts. Slow down the game. Pitts will look over for a far ball by Rodriguez. Rodriguez not able to get it, but Koch coming to the rescue. Koch continuing with it. He'll look back to Nunez. Nunez for a long ball over to the side on Padilla. Tries to head it out and save it, but not able to get there. Back into Belmont Abbey possession. Armas will be taking the throw in. Armas will look in for the throw. He'll find Cowie. Not able to get it, though. Padilla takes it back. And ref calls advantage to SWU. Pitts will pop the ball down and leave it for Nunez. And Nunez will try to go for goal. Not be able to get there. Ball bounced over a couple of cars. Looks like a Toyota will be getting hit in the process. Just on the roof, so no immediate damage unless there's a sunroof. This ultimate goal will be ending at the fence. A quick goalkeeper change as well. McNally will be coming out of the game, and entering will be number 0, Jackson Gurr, a 5'11 junior out of Winter Haven, Florida. And his first action of the game will be a far-out ball coming into Smith. Duncan will be looking in on the run, stopped by Pitts, continuing. And Pitts will stop it. Handball will be called on Duncan, back over into SWU possession with Rodriguez. He'll look through, try to stop possession. He will do just that. Looking at Nunez. Putting it back into Melendez. He'll miss it through the field past Noah. Duncan's going to try to continue with it, and Pitt stops the play. Pitt's trying to get a little bit of a longer ball to Bennett, not able to, and Rodriguez will keep it on. Pitts will continue to go through. He will find Bennett this time almost. Not completely. Be found by Hism. And Hism back into Gurr, and he'll pop it out. Pitts will take it back again. He'll look up at the top for Brody. And not there, unfortunately. Belmont Abbey coming in possession back on the far side. Rodriguez will take it. Back over to Nunez, trying to look for a run. Looking for a far ball over to Bennett. Bennett completely on, having a good amount of running room. He'll be met by Armis. Continues the run. And Schroeder comes in for it, and that'll be a save by Gurr. 16 and 14 shot. And that'll be back over to Belmont Abbey possession. Melendez will come one-on-one with Daly. And he'll win it out, finding Koch. Koch will put it back in. Rodriguez will look back over. He's going to find Pitts. Pitts up to Bennett. Tries to get the run to Padilla, but puts himself in a little bit better position. Misplays the ball. Padilla trying to come back in, but he'll be found by Smith. Pitts and Duncan trying to go up for the run, and SWU will ultimately win the possession. Pistol looking, keep the ball played. And Bennett will take it back, trying to go into the center. He'll go potential pass going in, but unfortunately Melinda's not being there in time, so that'll be counted as a shot for Bennett. Had several on the night. First half had a really good shot up in the top right corner, going off of the rail into the post. Schroeder's going to try to come up for it. That'll stay in Belmont Abbey possession. And get hit down to the ground. Pitts coming back in with it. Pitts will look for a long ball to Bennett. Not able to completely get his head on it. Back into possession with Cardona. And a far ball coming up from Cardona. Unfortunately, his striker not able to get there in time, and Eagles put it back out into Padilla. The rushing force of Cowie, and Cowie hit in the face a little bit. And the ref will call a time, make sure Cowie's okay. And looking at 3 potential subs, number 8 will either be fully coming off or coming off for a small chunk. '22 will be coming in now for Belmont Abbey. Fortunately, at the time, I do not have a name for 22. But with resuming play, Pitts will look back for it. He'll get it over to Iniguez, who will put it back in play to Nunez. Armas will get it back to Gurr. Gurr with the far out throw, looking onto the far side. Back and play into the midfield. SWU will continue to take it. A little bit of ref interference, and he'll call himself, giving it back over to SWU. Rodriguez will put it in the box, trying to find Bennett for a header, and he'll go down up the header. Looks like he may be in a little bit of pain. Slowly to get back up. Nunez will look back in for Padilla. That'll go off into Belmont Abbey. Number 14 will be coming in for Belmont Abbey, as well as Ryan Cowie coming back in, re-entering the game. And number 18, Alex Loosberg, coming back in. Coming off out of those 3, number 25 and number 20, Samuel Arthurton and Ian Pitstick. Back in play, Hernandez will look over to Padilla, not be able to be found. Nunez is going to try to go in for the challenge. Bennett on the back of Cox. Pitt's going to try to keep it in. He's going to look out, and that'll go out off of Belmont Abbey. Put back in. Bennett will leave it for Pitts. On the challenge, Loosberg losing. Pitts will throw it back into play with the far corner, trying to find Schroeder. Schroeder gets a head on it, but not enough for it to go past Gurr. And Koch will come up for it behind, and he'll get it, try to put it back into possession. He'll find off of the head of Pitts. Look up for Bennett on the far side. Bennett will try to leave it, continue in possession. Find Nunez in the top. Hernandez will find it. Hernandez will go for goal. Great curve, but unfortunately too high, going into the top left corner. Then don't you know the fans are saying, "Thank you, Lord, for the fence." Gurr will be taking it in for a goal kick now. Gurr with the kick. He'll look up on the side. He'll try to find Smith. Ball will go out, back into SWU possession. Pitts with the throw-in. Pitts with a nice walk-up. He'll try to find Schroeder. He'll get it. Call from the ref, and that'll be a free kick for SWU. Around the ball, Diego Melendez. Hernandez or Melendez. And Melendez will go. No, Hernandez will go again. And off of the post for Hernandez, a close call. And this time a Nissan Altima will be the hurt of the ball. Windshield looks fine from here, so we'll keep on going. Belmont Abbey back into possession. Pitts will find it, but unfortunately not farther than Duncan. Lewisburg will look for it over Arthurton, and Iguez will save it. Nunez trying to battle for it again. He'll ultimately come up with the end of it. He'll come up for a counterattack. And foul will be called on Belmont Abbey. Ref close to pulling out the card, but he'll keep it in and give a warning. Koch looking up on the far side for Rodriguez. That'll go out. And throw in to Belmont Abbey. Throwing coming in. That'll be hit off of Belmont Abbey for a continuous possession. Over the head of Noah Koch, and Eagles will be right there to keep it in. Niguez will get it back out to Melendez. And headed down by Dimling. Niget and Iguez will push it out to the far side. He'll try to find Rodriguez. Little hit. Keeps it in. Nunez will do a pass back. Looks upon the far side for Padilla. He's running for it. He'll get it in time. With a one-on-one from Coleman. And Coleman ultimately takes back possession. And Cardona is there to recept. Koch will stop the ball and get it back into SWU. He'll find Melendez. Melendez with some footwork, not able to keep that ball in. Foul called on Hernandez. That'll go back in for Belmont Abbey. Guerrero receive it. Immediate pressure from Brody Schroeder. He steals it. An incredible build-up for SWU on momentum with an open net almost. Hernandez having his shot blocked by Padilla. And trying to re-hit it back in, and that'll be another block off of Belmont Abbey. And Noah Koch will receive it back in the midfield. Incredible chance for SWU to go ahead and put up a point on the board, even with it being so late in the game and not able to converge on a great opportunity from Schroeder. And with the out of bounds, that'll be a corner taken by Jesse Coleman. Corner will come in, head off, and Melendez will try to go for possession. Shot will come off of Samuel Cardona, who's had several shots tonight. 5'10" sophomore out of Gastonia, North Carolina, Forest View. Goes barely to the right, and apparently Niguez got a hand on it. That'll be a corner for Belmont Abbey. Jesse Coleman again coming on. He'll take the corner for Belmont Abbey. And they'll push it in. Niguez will get a great shot on it. And he'll kick it back out. Receiving into the midfield, Brody Schroeder. Belmont Abbey will get a foot on it. Comes back in. Continuing in possession. They'll look on the far side of Cardona. And Nunez intercepts it, but gets taken right back away from Smith. Nunez keeping a high press. And they'll look in, and it'll be called offsides. And Iguez trying to get the ball back out quickly for a counterattack. Rodriguez on the far side. He'll do some footwork, beat the two defenders. Looks up on a high ball from Bennett. He'll get it over to Bennett. Bennett goes in for a shot and just curves in right side. A little bit too high. If there was a highlight reel, Dylan Bennett would definitely be a part of it. Tonight he has had some fantastic opportunities to convert from in the first half, having, if I'm not mistaken, 2 shots, 1 shot bouncing off the post, as well as now having 2 shots in his second shot bouncing almost off of the post, just a little bit above it. Has had some fantastic on-shot goals, just not being able to fully convert his opportunities. As well as a almost goal from Brody Schroeder with the assist. Pitts will start off, and he'll find Noah Koch. Koch will come up on it, trying to take it himself, and he'll get past 3, almost 4, until his run gets cut off. Pitts will continue. He'll find Nunez. Nunez looking up high. He'll try to find the outside of Gabriel Melendez. Almost getting there, but taken away by Belmont Abbey. Demling will find it. That'll go out from Jesse Coleman, and it'll remain Belmont Abbey possession. Ball put back in play. Belmont Abbey will keep it. They're going to look up from a high run. Pitts will meet. Ball anticipated for Smith, and he won't be able to find it. Foul call, and Pitts will get it. He'll find Melendez over to the far left. Melendez with a high ball. He's going to try to find Padilla off the top of his head. No, Koch will go in with it, and that'll be out of bounds. Pitts ready for the throw, and he'll find Nunez with the quickness. Nunez will try to go through it. Found by Hism. And Hernandez will find it right back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez will push up, lose control of the ball. He'll gain it right back. Stays on the far line, plays the fine line very close. And that'll go into a corner for SWU. Melendez to take it. SWU trying to have a little bit of urgency. About 2 minutes left. Melendez with the corner. He'll look in. Schroeder almost with the goal, a little bit to the right, offsides. Gurnow with the kick. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Bennett's going to try it. He'll get a touch on it, and that'll go out of bounds. Belmont Abbey will put it back in play. Pitts will stop the pass anticipated for Smith. And Diego will keep it in possession, trying to look for something. He'll look to Melendez in the midfield. Back to Koch, redistributed to Rodriguez.
One minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
And with that, 1 minute remaining. Final seconds of the match coming down. Koch is going to look to put it back in. He'll look onto the side of Bennett. Touch coming down, and he'll be blocked over. That'll go out of bounds. Caleb Hino of the team will try to put the ball back in play. Nunez will try to pop it up. Padilla trying to find it, and that'll go right back into Gurr. Gurr will look for the kick, but also run out time. He'll pop it far up over midfield.
10, 9, 8.
Alex Lewisberg will come in.
6, 5, 4, 3.
And he'll try to find it. And just with that, that'll be the final. SWU falling to Belmont Abbey. 6-0. Taking their records now. Currently, Belmont Abbey is now 9-4-2, conference play 7-2-1. On the opposite end, SWU 4-10-2 and 1-9. Great matchup from both teams. Coming out final shot totals, 24 shots on total for SWU, 16 for Belmont Abbey, with 6 of those being converted, 10 being wild cards. We thank you for joining us today on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network, SWU Sports Network, and we'll see you next time.